guys for coming. My name is Michelle Milano, and today what we're going to do is we're going to receive a little bit of professional development on Reader's Workshop. So today's objectives, let's go ahead and chorally read them together. The objectives are, go. Teachers will identify key components of reading workshop. Teachers will identify key components of independent daily reading, IDR, focus mini lesson, and sharing. So today our focus is really just to get an introduction to the key components of Reader's Workshop so that we can dabble just a little bit in it and get started with it as more professional development will be provided to you guys later in the school year. So let's take a look. What is Reader's Workshop? Okay, Reader's Workshop is an authentic reading experience that provides the students an opportunity to read and talk about text on a daily basis. What's so special about Reader's Workshop is that the students are able to read books every day at their own level, and it is their choice of what book to choose. They have the opportunity of choosing the books because so many times teachers are, here's the text that everybody's going to read together, and that always isn't in the best interest of your students. They might not enjoy that genre of text, and they might want to try something different. So we will be setting up classroom libraries that have a plethora of genres of text for your students to choose from, and they will be at their reading level, which is pretty cool. So the students aren't, put with that block wall saying, I can't read. This text is too hard for me. So they're never even getting to practice the skills that you have taught throughout the school year because the text is just too hard for them. So we're going to eliminate that problem. And one very important thing is it develops a lifelong love of reading. Okay? If you remove that block wall in front of your kids that say, I can't read this text because it's too hard, you are opening up this whole new world of reading to them. They're going to have an experience with text that a lot of us, even growing up, didn't have. There's just a pure enjoyment and love for books when you really are reading something that you like and care about. So why Reader's Workshop? Why did, as a staff, as administration, did we choose Reader's Workshop for our professional development sessions this year? We chose this because at the beginning of the school year, not the beginning, but mid-school year, I gave everyone a survey, and I chose, it was a survey based on your needs for what you needed as an educator here at McCullough. So I took some professional development sessions that the district were offering, some that I've noticed were research-based and really well, and I talked with colleagues outside of the district as well. And we came up with a series of workshops, and you took a survey on that. And the need there was you guys wanted some more Reader's Workshop because you had dabbled just a little bit in it earlier this year, but you still felt a little uneasy. So then what I decided was to repurpose that assessment and add a couple more of your Reader's Workshop sessions in there to see if that's something that you still truly wanted and wanted to go more in depth to. So what I did was I added the reading comprehension strategies in addition to the other workshops for Reader's Workshop. I also added the vocabulary development in language arts, and then also the listening comprehension strategies, and all of those are going to be very helpful to Reader's Workshop. So I gave you that new needs assessment, and I was really happy to see that about 80% of you at some point on the survey showed that you needed more Reader's Workshop. So that is why we are engaging in this professional development today. So today's focus is just going to be an overview of the key components of the workshop so that you guys can just kind of get your feet wet, learn about the general aspects of it, and then later on in this school year, as you guys may or may not have needs for it, most of us will probably need more because this is just an overview, we will have more sessions geared towards your needs in Reader's Workshop. All right. So here are some of the basic principles of Reader's Workshop. It is Time, student choice, responsibility, structure, and community. Now time. With Reader's Workshop, students are given the time to think, they're given the time to read, write, and share. If you're doing Reader's Workshop daily, the students are given the time to do this every day, which is so important because you are hitting so many skills and strategies all in one lesson as the students think, read, and write, and share. Okay. The second one is you're giving the students the opportunity for student choice. Okay. There's going to be reasons why they chose those books, what is their purpose for reading, and strategies used while reading. Okay. They get, this is really important, like we talked about a little bit earlier, is student choice actually allows you to get to know your student on a more personal level and a more academic level. You get to obviously know their reading level, you get to know how they're performing in the reading strategies that you have taught, and then you're also getting to know what kinds of books they like, what kinds of things that they like. It's just a really powerful thing giving them their student choice instead of you dictating what they're going to read. And to piggyback on student choice is responsibility, because when students are given the choice to guide their own learning, it creates some responsibility within them. They take ownership of their own learning, which is really, really important. Structure with our Reader's Workshop is a lot of structure. Opportunities for teacher-student collaboration, student-student collaboration, and independent work. So again, if you're doing Reader's Workshop daily, students are doing this daily. They either get to conference with you back at the table and you work on skills that they need. Student-to-student collaboration, that makes them accountable for teaching another student what they learned and what strategies they used about their book. And then of course independent work. Before students share and during the independent daily reading time, students are jotting down their ideas about the book using the strategies that you've taught them. So that's the independent work there. And then community, support that fosters diversity and self-confidence. So self-confidence obviously is there because the students are reading texts that are at their reading level. That block wall is gone and they are able to feel confident because they're reading texts at their own level, which is pretty cool. Diversity kind of relies on what you do in providing texts that are obviously worldly. So you want to have all different kinds of text, informational, narrative, some gender-based, family-based, cultural. All those things need to be incorporated in some of the text there so that students have a wide range to read those texts as they choose. So the 6 components of Reader's Workshop is the focus mini lesson, the conferencing piece, small group instruction / guided reading, the book buddies and interactive partnerships, which is your sharing piece, and then the last piece is your classroom library setup, okay? So your focus mini lesson this is where you're going to be teaching a small lesson based on the skill or strategy that you want the kids to focus on while they're doing their IDR session for that day, or their independent daily reading session that they're doing that day. The nice thing about the focus mini lesson is that it is a time that is typically something that you're already teaching in your classroom on a daily basis. So what's nice is that it's about 10 to 15 minute block of time that you're going to be working with the kids, and that's incorporated into a block that you already do in your own classroom, which is pretty cool. The conferencing session is after your mini lesson, and this is a part where students are going to go to their independent daily reading time. So during this time, students are reading independently, jotting down ideas from the book based on a skill, a strategy, a standard that you have deemed important for that day. And while students are doing that, you are also either going around conferencing one-on-one with students. You might be pulling back a small group to focus on a certain standard, or you might be working with your intervention kids, the intensive at-risk kids that need significant support in a certain area. Okay. The next part is the book buddies and interactive partnerships. This can also be done during your IDR group time. So sometimes kids are reading independently, sometimes they're reading with partners, with a book buddy. And it's solely up to you how you want to level those. to higher level kids, having high level collaborations together, one high level student with a lower proficiency student, so that there's the model piece there. It's truly up to you. So independent daily reading doesn't always mean independent. It's a daily reading time that you are reading a text at your level with a partner or on your own. And then sharing what's going on in the book. So if you're independently reading, you have to include that sharing piece later after your independent daily reading time. Or if they are doing their buddy time, the IDR part and the sharing part can actually be meshed together, which is pretty nice. All right, so what I did here is I just did a little graphic to just show you guys where most of your Reader's Workshop time is being spent. So here is your focus lesson, and again, the focus lesson typically takes about 10 to 15 minutes. It is exactly what it is. Focused, short, mini lesson based on the strategy, skill, or standard that you want your students to practice during IDR for their workshop.